I'm Roy from Roy's Garage. Today I'm going to be working on a 2008 Honda Element. I'm going to show you how to replace the alternator. These are the tools I'm going to be using today to do this job. 3/8 electric ratchet, another 3/8 ratchet, 3/8 extension, 12mm socket, another 12mm socket, 1/4 inch impact, 1/4 inch ratchet, 1/4 inch extension, another 1/4 inch extension, 10mm socket, 8mm socket. This is a long 14mm ratchet, 1/2 inch wrench, a plier to remove my plastic retainers, a battery analyzer, anti-seize, and dielectric grease. This is the part I'm going to be using today to do this job. This is a Denso alternator. Okay, so first we're going to be disconnecting the negative side of the battery. The alternator is located below the power steering pump. So I'm going to be removing the power steering pump in order to get access to the alternator. Okay, first we're going to be removing the serpentine belt. There's a serpentine adjuster right here. You got to turn this guy and then remove the belt. Okay, so I'm going to be removing the pump. There's two bolts, one here and one underneath the pulley. Just put this pump on the side. Removing the coolant recovery tank. There's one bolt, just remove it. Removing this electrical connector. Push down in this clip and pull it out. Just wiggle it and pull it out. So this alternator is held on with 3 bolts, one on the top and 2 on the bottom. So we got to remove that to pull the alternator out so I can disconnect the main wire that goes to the alternator. Okay, we need to remove this support so we can get more space to get access to the alternator. So I need to remove this plastic piece. Removing this bracket. Okay, so in order to remove this bracket, there's another bracket that goes down that attaches to the frame. You're going to have to go under the vehicle and remove that one bolt so this whole bracket can come up. Okay, I jacked up the vehicle. I took off this bottom shield. And there's a bolt right over here that bolts onto the upper bracket. So you just got to remove this bolt. Okay, so now we're back to the top. We're going to be removing the wire harness. So you just got to unclip the harness. You can kind of like leave it like that. We're going to be removing the fan assembly. That way I can get access to the bolts on the alternator. Okay, removing this electrical wire. Removing these 2 bolts. Shooting some penetrating oil. Pulling out the fan assembly. Okay, so there's a couple brackets over here that the wire connects to. You got to disconnect that in order to remove the fan. So now we get access to the bolts. Get two bolts under here. You got to remove. Okay, so now we can disconnect the main battery wire that goes to the alternator. Okay, removing this bracket. Now remove the alternator. Installing the alternator. Connecting my wires to the alternator. Connecting my bracket. Connecting my main battery wire. Okay, bolting on my alternator. Putting some anti-seize on my bolts. Okay, installing this electrical connector. I'm going to be putting on some dielectric grease. Installing the fan. Installing my electrical connector that goes to the fan. Putting on some dielectric grease. Connecting my bracket. Connecting all these wires to the bracket. Bolting up my bracket. Okay, so I'm going to go underneath the car and I'm going to attach the lower bracket to the frame and connect my wires to the lower part of the fan assembly. Bolting on this bottom bracket to the frame. Connecting my wires to the brackets. Putting back this plastic shield. Tightening up my bracket. Installing my coolant reservoir tank. Installing my pump. Okay, putting on this plastic piece. Putting on the serpentine belt. Putting back my reservoir. So I'm gonna be connecting my battery, cleaning up the terminals. Tightening up my terminal. Starting up the vehicle. Okay, the battery light is off. Now we're gonna check for voltage. Okay, so we're gonna be checking for voltage to see if it's charging. Right now we got 14.25 volts. That's really good, charging perfectly. So that's how you replace an alternator. If you have any questions, comment below. Make sure to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I see you in the next video. Aloha.